It's time for Prime News on My Major Prime. Thanks for being a part of today's edition of the news. We're live from the economic capital of Cameroon. My name is Genda Peldrin Blanche King. A suspected bandit specialized in stealing guns has been presented to the public. He was presented today by elements of the anti-crime of the Littoral Judicial Police. Lasha Kinsley was present at the scene. He now reports.
A suspected thief has been apprehended by elements of the anti-crime units of the Judicial Police in Bonanjo, Douala. Nlu Mbuli Louise, a 21-year-old, specialized in breaking into people's vehicles, stealing their guns, and in turn calling to demand for ransom, was apprehended recently. According to the head of operations at the Littoral Regional Judicial Police Division, Hari Ano Nsama, a complaint was tabled by victim on the 23rd of October 2020 after he parked in front of a story building in Douala. Just to come out, realize his car has been broken into and gun taken away.
Ce jour-là, essaie de calculer ceux qui garent leur véhicule, qui n'arrivent pas à bien les verrouiller. Il vient avec son mode opératoire, il ouvre les portières, il fuit. Il fuit l'intérieur des véhicules. C'est comme ça qu'il déleste les gens de numéraires, soit de l'argent et des documents importants. Et après ces opérations, il quitte les lieux, il s'en va dans une direction inconnue. Avec un numéro, il a un numéro orange dans lequel il demande les rançons aux gens. Parfois on va à 100 000 à 50 000. C'est comme ça que il vous déplace et à la fin, parfois, vous n'arrivez pas à jouer vos effets. Et parfois, si vous êtes chanceux, il peut jeter ces effets.
He equally steals the guns and gives to some of his colleagues to carry out planned armed robberies in the cities of Douala and Yaoundé.
Son mode opérandi, ce qu'il a fait de l'arme. Il a ma question, il a remis l'arme à un de ses complices, puisque c'est un repris de justice. Et c'est donc après avoir reçu ces informations, nous avons approfondi nos recherches et nous nous sommes rendus compte que nous avons fait un appel, nous nous sommes rendus compte que le repris de justice que nous sommes en train de chercher, nous-mêmes, avait été interpellé par les éléments du CRD qui sont venus en opération ici le même jour. Vous voyez comment ça principe. Parce que, émanant du fait que un pick-up qui avait été volé à Yaoundé avec le GPS. Ces éléments du set ont donc planqué.
Mbuli Louise explains how he carries out his operation. The suspected thief will be taken to court in the days ahead. Meanwhile, investigations have opened to track down some of his colleagues who are on the run.
The Minister of Youth Affairs and Civic Education was in Bamenda over the weekend. He paid a working visit to Bamenda to hand over installation material and certificates to young beneficiaries of the 3-year Special Youth Program, as well as equipment to the decentralized services of the Ministry of Youth Affairs and Civic Education. He was accompanied by Northwest Governor Adolphe Lily Lafrique. Details with Charles Kebwa from Bamenda.
The Minister of Youth Affairs and Civic Education, Mununa Fotso, was over the weekend in Bamenda for a working visit and to hand over installation materials and certificates to young beneficiaries of the 3-year Special Youth, as well as reinforced equipment to decentralized services of the Ministry of Youth Affairs and Civic Education. The 3-year Special Youth Plan, an initiative put in place by the President of the Republic, is to help curb youth unemployment and boost economic growth by supporting businesses and jobs. Accompanied by Northwest Governor Adolphe Lily Lafrique, Minister Mununa at the DDR Center for the Northwest inaugurated a poultry house and insisted it's time for separatist fighters to drop their weapons and benefit from opportunities available for them in the domain of agriculture, livestock, digital economy, and innovation, intended to boost production capacity and tackle unemployment.
The people of Bafmen in Menchum Division of the Northwest Region are still mourning the demise of Via Fon, His Royal Highness Nya Francis Aneng, one-time president of Northwest Fonds Union and CPD and Political Bureau member. Princess Aneng Judinbo has been designated to rule until elites of the clan choose a new king of Bafmen. Charles Kebwa once again.
The people of Men in Menchum Division of the Northwest at the Bafmen Fonds Palace keep mourning the missing of their fon for Nya Francis Aneng, the 9th fon of Men and long-serving since the founding of the Bafmen Fondo.
I think in Menchum is a great loss. Why a great loss? I think that is one of the fonds that we, especially we in football, have known like the light, like an eye-opener in many things in Menchum.
The missing fon Nya Francis Aneng, born in 1947 in Bafmen, Fungom Subdivision, Menchum Division, before traditional title as Fon, was an educationist, a traditional animator, and custodian of the Men culture.
Let us emulate example that used to make peace, and we will learn to make peace now in our palaces, not only the palace of Bafmen, but the entire region, because I learned a lot from him.
He held various posts of responsibility, CPDM section advisor for Menchum from 1985 to 1999, president of Ndegom Cooperative Society under the then Cooperative Credit Union, NWCA, Councilor, Wumrua Council from 1985 to 1992, CPDM subsection advisor for Fungom till date, one-time President General, Northwest Fonds Union, and member of the CPDM Political Bureau till date.
He headed the Northwest Fonds Union, and he worked so well that he had praises from the head of state.
He fought hard, relentlessly, to ensure that in his village the separatist movement doesn't take hold, and indeed he never took off in his village in his lifetime.
A biological husband of 7 wives and 54 children, as elites and inhabitants of Bafmen keep mourning their fon, Princess Aneng Judith Mbo has been designated to rule until the entire elites in and abroad chooses the new king to continue the reign of Bafmen Fondo.
4 pupils of St. Louis Primary School Mojoka in Mongo Division are currently under police custody to assist in investigations after threatening their teachers, claiming they are separatists and they are saying no to school resumption. Details with Eileen Sama.
4 school children in a note addressed to their teachers on Monday, November 16, 2020, threatened them with warnings saying no school tomorrow, using obscene language to insult their teachers. The 4 said they are Amber children, adding that the note was written by their elder brother who sent them to post it on the classroom walls. The incident, which happened on Monday at St. Louis Primary School Mojoka in Mongo Division of the Littoral, caused fear and panic among pupils on campus and was condemned in worse terms by the divisional officer for Banga, Boa Kamer Mvo Armstrong, who visited the school in the company of law enforcement and security officers to restore serenity, as he told the children not to worry but stay focused on their bookwork and report anything out of the ordinary. He also challenged parents to do same and have a close watch over school-going children. Investigations continue on the matter.
Following the 63rd edition of Presbyterian Church Day celebrated in Kumba, Presbyterian Secretary Reverend Mary Wose insists Christians should be awake more than ever in these daring times when the country is battling with a socio-political and health crisis. He spoke to our reporter, Tamfu Sidwan Ndimbye.
The seed of the Kumba Presbytery during celebration of the Presbyterian Church Day at 63, the euphoria brought hopes in the minds of the Christians and neighbors at Kumba town. The sermon delivered by the Presbyterian Secretary, who doubles as the pastor of the congregation, opened doors for hopes as she insisted on the need to be cautious as they continue to grow in their Christian life amidst the Anglophone crisis and the COVID-19.
Watching is about being cautious of the negative things that are happening around us. We have lived in crisis. We are now in the context of a disease, that's COVID-19. And in all of this, the Christian of the PCC needs to be careful.
Reverend Mary Wose insisted on the theme, keep watching.
Every Christian should keep watching because we have somebody who is there for us, and this is our Lord Jesus Christ. She
says for the crisis to stop, all the Christians should pray hard and that the church has an important role to play.
The church must sit up to guard against these happenings.
The celebration at the Kumba Town Presbytery left a mark and the Christians are cautious as they keep watching.
Still in church news, the Christian virtue of sharing with one another has been clearly demonstrated during the 63rd anniversary of Presbyterian Church Day. Besides the sharing of God's word, food and drinks, our reporter Dolingonde says a Christian of the Presbyterian Church in Bonamusa D has ignited the giving spirit in many. Her reports.
It was during the heart of the PC Day celebrations at the Presbyterian Comprehensive Secondary School in Lendi, Douala, that the cause of the day saw a new facelift. After delivering a soul-searching message to the Christians, where the Reverend Ayuk enjoined faithfuls to uphold all Christian values to the peak, and like it was recorded during the days of the widow with her last mite, then came this lady through the chairman of the congregation's voice, who announced a heavy consignment of electronic gadgets to the ownership and usage of both staff and students of PCSS Lendi in appreciation not only for hosting them but also lots more.
Today actually we brought everything in 10 tents. We brought 10 computers, we brought 10 speakers, we brought all the accessories in 10 tents, the headset, everything in 10 tents to make sure that they just start the multimedia center. Even in a week's time they can start it because we are coming to set it up. My engineer team, they will come and set it. So it is good that when the children go for the theoretical, they also come for the practical in the school.
While dedicating the electronics for use, the Reverend Pastor Ayuk Jones Ebot further lauded the initiative, and on his part, the principal of the school had this to say.
Well, this one is very peculiar because we have been crying of computers, and the well wisher offer us those computers. I'm sure after the education as you saw today, they will put into effective use from tomorrow.
The newly constructed institution, which went operational only this academic year, is proud of hosting over 200 students, and according to the principal, the school's future is a brighter one.
We are still at the maturing stage, but doing our best to make sure that in less than a few years we can become one of the top schools in Africa.
Meanwhile, on the part of the students, there's hope for the acquisition of RCC skills. Impressed by this lady's moves, the pastor once more invited all Christians to copy the example of the woman.
Away from that, some alleged thieves were arrested yesterday by gendarmes in Buda, west region of the country. They are accused of having robbed shops and homes of residents in Buda. Etape Content has details in the French language.
Cambriolage des boutiques, de plusieurs maisons et braquage dans les quartiers sont les chefs d'accusation portés contre ces présumés malfrats. Avec la collaboration de la population, les gendarmes de la brigade de la ville de Bouda ont mis aux arrêts ces délinquants que vous voyez en image.
Cette bande semait la terreur sans cesse ici dans le pays. Heureusement, avec le renseignement et la collaboration de la population, le Chébé, avec son équipe, ils ont réussi à porter main ici.
Une bonne quantité de cannabis, les marteaux de tout poids ont été retrouvés dans leur domicile par les gendarmes, avec une tenue militaire sur lui, pourtant proscrite. L'un parmi eux tente de s'expliquer.
Il y a un ami qui me filmait avec. Après maintenant, 3 jours après ou 4, on vient à la maison disant qu'il y a une agression. On a trouvé la tenue dans ma chambre.
Cette arrestation survient après une lutte conjointe de la population et les forces de l'ordre contre les malfrats, une semaine après le cambriolage et braquage dans les quartiers Camberto. Pour l'heure, le sous-préfet exhorte la population à communiquer beaucoup plus avec les forces de maintien de l'ordre pour mettre fin au banditisme dans la ville de Bouda.
You're still on to Prime News on My Media Prime. On our cultural page, we focus on Mama Africa Cultural Beauty Pageant, which has an objective to empower youth in the country and restore some lost cultures and values. Bokengo Kmer Worthy compared the following.
Mama Africa Beauty Pageant is a cultural event aimed at restoring and reviving the lost cultures of Cameroon.
Mama Africa is a vision that is out to raise up, identify our own heroes, make our own, recognize, celebrate, and push out the young, dynamic ladies that are ready for effective change. Firstly, when we talk about the culture, I don't just want us to look at it like where we are coming from, like a nationality, but I look at it technically like your identity, your culture, your identity, your personality. Many of us have lost it. So we start by restoring our real identities right from the Garden of Eden to who our real nature is. So when we now identify ourselves, it's easy for us to impact people. It's easy for us to now start touching the culture of decency, the culture of love, the culture of patience, of hard work and persistency.
Being the first edition of its kind, the event is characterized by activities through models showcasing the different cultures of the country. These contestants, being models and persons from all walks of life, has as passion to restore some of the lost cultures of Cameroon, such as...
I want to restore the culture in the aspect of dressing, because I want to believe that most of us, we have taken that idea of modernizing our way of dressing, and then we forget to know, sometimes you see somebody dressed in a Northwest regalia and having Nigerian beats, and that is so way different from our culture.
For others, they intend to impact their fellow youths of the country through
education, an inherent human right that every child has the right to enjoy. So we should not deprive them from enjoying that. I'm going to make them gain skills, life skills, that will be able to make them responsible youths in the society.
Worthy of note is the fact that the event is not limited to restoring lost cultures, but also aimed at helping young Cameroonians gain good self-esteem, confidence and skills all year round. With this insight, we book a rendezvous for October 2021.
One of Cameroon's most popular political-oriented radio talk show, Face Actualité, is 1 year today. The program, which unites persons of different political views on a weekly basis, is also geared towards promoting unity and cultural integration in Cameroon. Darling Gonde with details.
Born from the bedrock of a mere ideological conception through the penning of a synopsis, the politically focused program Face Actualité has seen its very first anniversary celebrated. The program, which runs on the airwaves of Radio Dynamique, one of Douala's most listened radio stations, is today making headline news as one of Cameroon's most popularly listened and participatory politically driven radio talk shows. In the midst of his most celebrated and eruditic panelists of different political backgrounds, the host to the program, Passe Actualité, says here is why to the celebration.
Nous sommes réunis aujourd'hui pour célébrer en quelque sorte le couronnement de ce départ, le départ de l'appropriation de cette initiative, de cette émission par les Camerounais.
With the microphone having been passed on to all the panelists present, notes were taken on how to better improve the show while emphasizing on the need to continuously promoting messages of love, peace, and national integration via the radio despite political divergence. In appreciation, the most eloquent, most daring, most punctual, sacrificial, but not limited to the most intelligent and well-spoken panelists were awarded certificates of recognition, and to these panelists, this is how it feels to be an award winner.
Très bonne chose. Si toutes les chaînes de radio et de télévision pouvaient créer cette osmose avec leurs panélistes.
In making the one-year celebration even more colorful, a symbolic piece of cake was cut, champagnes popped, and a common meal shared. And talking further to this other award winner, his view of the day and the program is as follows.
Je suis très ému ce soir de recevoir ce prix. Vous savez, dans toute chose, lorsqu'on s'y engage, il faut bien faire et on a une satisfaction d'être reconnu par les autres.
As a wrap-up, Nicole Berger set up the floor open for the various panelists present to dance and marry for the 1 year of greater achievements.
Today is World Prematurity Day. This day is commemorated every November 17 to raise awareness about preterm babies and encourage families with premature babies, considering it is a leading cause of death for children younger than 5 years old. Details in the following report.
Premature death is a leading cause of death in children younger than 5 around the world. According to UNICEF, children born too soon may have more health problems than infants born on time, and many confront long-term health conditions that influence the brain, lungs, hearing, or vision. Premature birth is the point at which a child is born before the finish of the 37th week of pregnancy. Premature infants generally weigh under 2.5 grams. The celebration of World Premature Day is to raise awareness about the serious emergency. This day points at special issues faced by babies born prematurely. It celebrates the growth and development of older children and babies who were born prematurely. An estimated 15 million infants are born prematurely every year, according to UNICEF, and the figures are still rising. The theme of World Prematurity Day 2020 is Together for Babies Born Too Soon, Caring for the Future. 2010 worldwide information accessible suggests that the most frequent causes of premature births are vaginal diseases, smoking, stress, poor diets, amongst others. Individuals, associations around the globe collaborating for World Premature Day have expressed the need for all to assist in improving the circumstances of preterm children and their families.
In sports, the Indomitable Lions of Cameroon have ended via match day 3 qualifier in the upcoming AFCON 2020. The Lions recorded an emphatic 6-1 aggregate win over Mozambique as they now sit top of Group F with 10 points acquired from the 2-leg ties. Details with sportsman Fabrice Keninga.
The Indomitable Lions of Cameroon rounded off a superb performance on match day 3 of the AFCON 2022 qualifiers to be staged on home soil. The 5-time African champions humiliated the most members of Mozambique 6-1 on aggregate in the 2-legged ties. In the away leg stage at the renovated Douala Reunification Stadium, the Indomitable Lions for the first time in several years scored 4 goals against 1 for Mozambique. The last time the team scored more than 2 goals was against fierce rivals Nigeria Super Eagles during the 2019 AFCON group stage cracker, in which they suffered a defeat. On Monday, November 16, 2020, the Indomitable Lions iced the cake with a 2-0 spanking of Mozambique in Maputo, a victory that observers say worked against the Lions as Mozambican authorities showed their frustration by grounding the aircraft which was supposed to ferry the Lions back home due to unreasonable reasons. Although others argue that Mozambique, with due respect, cannot be considered a veritable opponent For the Indomitable Lions, it should be noted that modern-day soccer cannot be assessed, and history has proven that there is no small footballing nation on the African continent. Prior to these games, the Indomitable Lion has scored just a goal in 12 months, and many are now beginning to see the Portuguese tactician as the right man for the job. In all of these, Cameroonians who did not have the opportunity to watch theirs due to COVID-19 restrictions had one man to thank, Bengsan Abubakar, who netted 3 goals in both legs, proving to whosoever cares that he deserves to be the captain of the Indomitable Lions of Cameroon. With these victories, Cameroonians expect more from their darling team, because to whom much is given, much is expected.
And that's it for Prime News. Thanks for being a part. See you tomorrow, 6:30 Cameroon time. God willing. The news was produced by Ewane Airline Olinga, coordinated by Faith Tataberenyo. My name is Genda Pelgin Blanche King. At 7 p.m. Cameroon time, Prime Hour will be live with Kum Leonard and his analyst. Stay tuned to my Major Prime. Until we see you again tomorrow, enjoy and happy viewing. Good night.